Okay, so now you can see that it is appearing, and here I have to create few more classes that we are needed. So right click and then new, and afterwards just click on Java class. Here you have to give the name of that Java class, so I am just giving the name for this Java class like GUI adapter. As we are using the recycler view, so it is quite common that we have to use the adapter. And then one more thing, the model class is needed. So GUI details, this is the model class for fetching data. So you can see that. So we will be beginning with this GUI details, the model class, and here we have to give some variables like string grocery name, this is the item name, and then grocery place, price, and date. Okay, this is the model class. The data we are going to fetch from the API, we should declare it here. And then the grocery time. Okay, we have added these things. Now we are going to generate something, so just right click here and then click on generate, and afterwards first of all we need constructor and we need empty constructor, so just select none. Okay, and afterwards we need getter, setter, and the customized select constructor also generate, and then we are going to add it like here, getter and setter are being added. And now one more thing, that is constructor, but it should contain the whole thing. Okay, click on OK. So this model class is created successfully. You can see that I'm just scrolling it down so that you can correct the code if you have messed up anywhere. Okay, so now I will go to this adapter class, and within this class I have to make changes. Okay, first of all, let me make some space within this. Afterwards I have to extend it by recycler view dot adapter, and then a view holder class, that is I have to give the name as GUI adapter dot, and then GUI view holder. Okay, so for now we have to declare this class within this GUI adapter. The view holder will be declared here, so let me just make it. As you can see that by clicking on that red bulb we have make it out. Okay, now the layout inflator is created, and then a list is being created which will take up the data from the model class, that is GUI details, and then finally its name as GUI detail. Okay, then afterwards we have to make something like we have to implement methods. Okay, select all and click on OK. Okay, then you can see that we have 3 methods right now, but what we need is a constructor right now. So let me generate it by right clicking on it and then just get the constructor. Okay, then you just have to see that you have to select none, it's empty, and within this you can take up these parameters which I am taking. The first one is the context, and the second one is the list which is of template GUI details. Okay, and its name as details. Okay, perfectly fine. Now just assign them. This dot layout inflator equals to layout inflator will be there, so it should be in capital. layout inflator dot from, and then the context, as you can see that. Afterward, the second one, that is GUI detail list. GUI detail list equals to details. Okay, so it is done, and let me make it to the full screen, and I'm within this GUI view holder, and within this view holder, let me see what we have to write or implement here. So I think the view is needed, and view is taken from layout inflator dot from parent, then get context. Afterwards you have to just inflate it by r dot layout dot GUI item. Okay, that's the particular layout we have made up for a one item of the list. Okay, so we have just did it here. We have just map it with the recycler view list. Okay, then what we have to return, let me see, we have to return the view holder, and now I'm in this item count, just return the size of the GUI details. Okay, so now leave that on wind view holder for a while and come to this class. Make this class static, the GUI view holder, and you have to extend it by recycler view dot view holder. Afterwards, within this class, you have to implement this text view item name, and then item place, then item price, and finally the item date. Okay, so we have declared this, not implement. Okay, so sorry for the wrong word, declared this. Okay, so for now I'm implementing the method, and within this you just have to map the whole thing with the Java and XML coding, so that they can work concurrently, like that. Item name equals to item view dot find view by ID, and then we are just finding it. Afterwards, the second one is the item place, and doing the same, r.id dot just have to search for it. It should be item place. Okay, now what I do, I just have to copy it and paste it 2 more times, and then just I will change or modify these things. Place to price. Okay, date, item date, and then this is also item date. Okay, so this is completed, and now we have to implement this on wind view holder. This will be responsible for winding that particular layout or particular item of the list to the recycler view or screen. So here I am just writing holder dot item name dot set text, and here we are taking the details or the name of the text from GUI details dot get position dot grocery name. Okay, and doing the same for the place and price. Okay, just have to change these few things, as I have copied and pasted these lines few times. Okay, so change it to price, and here also you have to change it to price. Now let me get the rupee symbol, as it is not on my keyboard, so I will just take it from the Google, just copy it, and you just have to paste it there. Close it and Control V. Okay, so here you can see that. the price will be there, but before that this rupee sign will be there. Now we have to get the time, so we are using the calendar class of the Java to get the time. So here we are getting the instance of calendar, then local dot get default. Afterwards we are just taking up for the the format of the time is different, so this is also important here. But first of all we are fetching the time from the API, okay, and then I'm multiplying by 1000 because it is in milliseconds. I have to divide it. Okay, now the date and date format, it is not appearing. Guess I have taken up wrong one. Okay, so now date format dot, what we have to take it here like format, and within this you have to type the format in which you want the date should appear. So doing it here, as you can see that, and then just calculate converting it to string and then making it to the holder dot item date dot set text and taking the parameter as date. So this is completed right now and it is error free, as you can see that. So now I will just scroll it up and down so that if you have messed up anywhere or made error, then you can pause the video and check your code. Okay, so this is completed right now. Now I have to move to this main activity. This is really a great task to complete right now, the main activity. Okay, so let me come to the full screen so that you can see the code clearly. Now I just have to make some declarations regarding the recycler view and the adapter class, then the list and is templated GUI details and named as GUI details. Okay, then alt enter to import this. Okay, if the red line appears at anywhere, you just have to click alt plus enter key to see or to import. Okay, now the linear layout manager, and finally the toolbar is there. So here we have made the toolbar. Afterwards the progress bar is there, so the progress bar, and now one flag is needed. So let me get it like is scrolling. Okay, so this flag is for the progress bar. Okay, now the current items, integer count, and then total item, then scrolled items. Okay, afterwards the offset will be used for picking up data in a batch from the API. So for that we have to declare or offset here. Okay, as you can see that I am in on create method, and within this method just write that main activity dot this dot get window and set soft input Windows Manager layout frames, and then soft input, sorry it is wrong, let me change it out. It should be adjust resize the third. Okay, so you can see that. Now the recycler view, so just mapping the recycler view from Java part to the XML coding part here. Okay, and now the details, making a array list of the details here, and now the linear layout manager to manage things related to layouts. Okay, then adapter is there, so I'm making the object for the adapter and passing the context and then the details. Okay, afterwards I'm making the progress bar mapping here, so just mapping it from Java to XML. Okay, then I'm just setting the visibility as view.con. It means it is not visible right now. Okay, so one more thing, recycler view again, dot set has fixed size, so make it true, and then set layout manager, and here you have to pass out this stat linear layout manager. Okay, then you have to set up the adapter, so adapter that we have made up previously, we just have to pass it here. Afterwards the toolbar is there, so just mapping the toolbar with the created one. Okay, so mapping it, then set support action bar, passing the toolbar within this, and then the action bar is there, so for that get support action bar, and then we have to set the text of this toolbar, so we are using it, and here I have to set the title as Kisan GOI, so you can see that it is being settled. And now what we have to do is we have to make a try catch block to handle some exceptions. That's why we are using try catch. So here I'm gonna talk about the API, so from where we are downloading the data. So for that we are making downloading task. So let me take up you to Google and search for current various price of commodities. Okay, then search it, and I suffix like API. So the first result, as you can see, that is the government site like data.gov.in, and if it is not appearing here, then you just have to go to your browser's setting. I'm using the Chrome browser, Google Chrome. Go to the settings, and then you just have to search here like JavaScript, and then come to site settings. Afterwards scroll it down and then click on this JavaScript, and then you have to add allowed site here, so just copy this and paste it here. Successfully added. Okay, then you just have to refresh it again, and I hope it will be workable. Okay, now click on that get the data. Afterwards you can see that we have to click on try it out. So this is our API key which is generated right now. So I have to change some queries here like offset, but it doesn't matter. Just have to copy that API. You can copy the request URL, the second part from here. So just try to copy it and Control C, or you can right click and click on copy. Come back to the browser. Here we are going to need this. Okay, so let me come to the next line and task dot execute, and within this execute you need to paste that whole thing. Okay, so remove this unnecessary thing which is not needed right now, so let me remove it. Okay, so here limit and offset is 20 and 10, as you can see that. So let me change it to 0 offset and limit is 20. Okay, and now just have to remove this curl x cat, so remove it. Finally it is looking good and appearing good. Don't worry about the download task class, we have to implement this within this class, within this activity, main activity. Okay, so here the catch block, which is exception e, and then we just have to print the stack trace so that we can reach up to the reason behind exception. Okay, now you just have to call a function called load data, and here we are going to implement something, but first of all let me use this annotation to suppress the lint. And what kind of lint it is? Static field leak. And then I'm making the class download task. As you can see in the previous upper line code, it is showing the red line, but right now it is not, as we have created the class. But the most important thing is to handle these braces. Okay, so if you get to know how to handle it, then you are really good. Okay, afterwards public class download task, and then you just have to extend it by async task, and you just have to pass these whole things as async task, work on these. And right now we are here, so we just have to implement like do in background. So what task will be done in the background? In the background we are downloading the list, and on the screen you are able to see that list. That's why we have implement this async task, and this do in background is a method from that class. Okay, so within this we have to make a URL, and then HTTP URL connection, you have to open the connection also. So the HTTP URL connection should be null right now, and then making a string result here which is containing nothing as of now, and then one more try catch is there to open the connection. So here I'm just assigning the URL to new URL, and within this URLs, which is an array, so I'm taking the first element. Okay, then just URL connection equals to HTTP connection URL dot opening the connection here. Okay, and then the input stream equals to URL connection dot get input stream. Okay, so we are getting the input stream from the URL connection, and now we are reading that input stream by using input stream reader and passing input stream within this. Afterwards the data, which is reader dot read, and we are checking if data is not equals to -1, then we just have to iterate, so getting it to that character current, and then typecasting it to char and data. Again we are making the string from it, result plus equals to current, and then data equals to reader dot read. Okay, so we are doing this until data is equals to -1. Then finally we are returning the result also, as you can see that. Now the catch, so here you just have to write the e dot print stack trace. You just have to print the stack trace for the particular or any exception that is handled by this blocks. Okay, so this is completed, as you can see that. So let me see what something is left out within this or not. Now checking these braces is really important, otherwise you will encounter errors. So first of all, we have to make this function called load data. So just have to implement this. Now making the space here so that you guys can easily see it on the screen, otherwise some ruckus happens. Okay, so I'm just adding one more function, so it is not being added up here. So let me try to add it within this. Okay, so here I should try it. So let me check if it is there or not. So it is also not there, so that's mean we are implementing it on a wrong place. Okay, so I'm just checking out by different keywords. If it is appears in the suggestion list, then it is on the right place. If it does not appear, that means you are not implementing that on a right place. So first of all, you have to find the right place. So the thing which is stops you to getting it from the right place is these curly braces. I'm just trying to, yes, it is there on post execute, as you can see that. So I have implemented just before the curly brace, so you can see that, and within this we just have to type s is not equals to null, which is the string coming into this function. Then try catch, and within this try I'm making the JSON object here, JSON object, new JSON object, and then making a string variable here, string records, storing the null value to it, and then the JSON object dot get string, and what string we are getting, which is named as records. Okay, so for now we have to get another one called JSON array arr equals to JSON array, and here we have to pass the records, you can see that. And now the for loop from 0 to I is less than array dot length. Okay, and then I plus plus. So within this for loop you just have to treat on that JSON object, part equals to array dot get JSON object, and then I. Okay, now the model class GUI details equals to, we are making its object here, as you can see that. Then details dot set grocery name, which is taken up from the part dot get string, and pass is as commodity. Okay, so the keywords which I'm typing within the double quotes are the keywords which are related to that government provided API. Actually these keywords like record and commodity then district are present in the API. That's why I'm just filtering out these things. Also now I have set it up to that grocery place, and then final one is there. So let me write it here like grocery dot grocery price get string, and then we just have to give that model price. So model price should become in double quotes, that's why it is showing that red line. Okay, and now I think the date is missing, so let me write it here. So it is grocery time, so what we have to take up long and then value of, and within this you have to pass out part.get string and then just timestamp. Okay, it is done. And now what we need here, let me see. Okay, so here for checking the API yet it is working or not, you can add the log part, you can add up the log statement, but if you don't want to do it, then there is no issue regarding this. So this is just for checking the log statement, you can ignore this. Okay, so I'm just typing working API and then the strict is not there, so let me check it out. What solution can be given to it? I think, taking this part like part dot get a string, then the commodity one will help us to get these things. Okay, so just district, and the second is not there, just first is the district. Okay, so for now the model class, and then we are just adding these details to it. Okay, so as you can see that right now this is almost completed, but after this try we have to add some, just mapping the adapter to GUI adapter, passing the context and this dot GUI details. Okay, and then just notifying the data changes, as we are using the recycler view, that's why notify data changes. Again, recycler view dot set adapter, and here we are setting up that adapter called GUI adapter, and then recycler view dot scrolling to position, and within this total item minus current items. Okay, so it is quite big activity, but you just have to do this all things. So first of all we missed something called progress bar dot set visibility, make it gone right now. Okay, remove this extra space. Afterwards the catch statement was missing, so the catch statement is something like which is always be e dot print stack trace. Okay, so now let me say if else is needed. Okay, yes, else is needed here, so let me see how can I add the else part here. As you can see in your, just have to copy these two lines. Okay, within that try block just have to copy it and just paste it, nothing to worry. We have just copied the previous lines and paste it here. Okay, so now you can see that the catch block is being hit there, and it is exception E, and then that one is print stack trace. And let me remove this extra space from here right now and see what else can be done. Okay, so one more thing, I'm just exploring these things so that no error should occur. Okay, so one more function, load data, that we have left out is needed here. Okay, so now the recycler view is being added here for the on scroll listener, and here I am implementing the required method for scrolling state change. This is required as on scrolling the recycler view or the list, you will be still fetching the data from API. That's why we are implementing this. And now I'm using abstract list view on scroll listener, and then checking the scroll state, touch scroll, and then its scrolling is true. This was the flag variable of boolean type. So it is almost done now within this on scroll method. So what we have to do within this, we have to set up that linear layout manager and get the children count, and then total items within the list and get the item count. Afterwards we will be just checking up the scrolled items, so like linear layout manager, and find first visible item position, and then we will be just subtracting all this. So checking up is scrolling and current items plus scrolled item equals to total items. Okay, then there will be is scrolling will be false, and progress for set visibility view dot visible. Okay, afterwards we'll be calling up fetch data. This is another customized function which we are going to implement here. Afterwards, this fetch data is a function that we have to implement, and it is a important function as fetching data from them. So private void and fetch data. Afterwards, new handler, as it will be working on runnable. So we are using all these things like post delete and making runnable there, and within this run function we are just making try block, and what we have to put in this try block is that copied thing that we have copied earlier. So you just have to paste it again, and now the offset will be summed by 20. Okay, and then afterwards we also have to add the catch statement here. So e dot print stack trace. Okay, so for each try you have to make catch also. This is what Java said. Here we have to set up the delay time in milliseconds. So 5000, that is 5, and now this is almost completed. What we have to do, let me check. Okay, so here like on create option menu, as we have given the menu, you can see in that toolbar this is there. So here I am inflating the main menu to this activity called main activity. So here doing the same. So first of all what we have to do is to remove this return, and from here you will have to return true. Okay, so this on create option menu is completed. Now on option item selected. So what will happen when we will be selecting some item from there? So item dot get item id, and if it is equals to r dot id dot search by district, then as you can see that in the toolbar there will be a search button. So by clicking on that, what will be happen? So here we are moving to that filter activity by making an intent here. So here I make out that filter intent, and then main activity dot this, then filter activity. Okay, then what we have to do is to write this start activity only. Okay, and you have to pass this filter intent within this. So this is also almost completed. Now just return true, and you can see that. So here I have to just build up it again so that this error can be removed. So just build up, but before this let me see. This is something okay, so what we have to do is to implement the filter activity firstly. Only after that this error will go. Okay, so what we have to do, actually we have wrongly make two return statement within this on option item selected. So what we have to do, you can remove that return statement, but before that I think this filter activity should be, you know, coded. So let me just scroll it up, and I'm just going to scroll it down so that if you are getting other errors beside this, then you can correct it. Okay, first of all what we will do is to go to that filter activity, and here the filter activity, here we have to implement this. So let me see what we have to do right now. Actually, this activity is also the replica of the main activity. So let me copy few things from the main activity to that of filter one. Okay, so let me see what are the things that I need to copy from this. So first of all, let me copy all these variables and class members, paste it here. Okay, so here I paste it. Afterwards I have to make a few more, and what are those? Like, we need to make edit text, as this activity is containing the search box, so edit text is important. So I have given the name as search text. Okay, afterwards the image button will be needed, as the button is also there for searching. When you type the text within that edit text, then you have to click on search button. Okay, so also you have to make progress bar 2, as filtering options are also there besides searching. That's why. Afterwards the string text will be there, and make it null. Okay, so again in the main activity, let me copy all these things. Okay, from top to bottom. So I've copied all these things, and I will just go back to this filter activity, and within this activity what I have to do is I will just paste it. Okay, I have pasted it already. So here there are some errors which I need to remove. So first of all, let me check the braces, because this is really an important thing when you are pasting this much code from one activity to another activity. Then you should make sure that the braces are the correct place, otherwise you will be go through different kind of errors, and this will make ruckus in your mind. Okay, so here what we have to do, we have to add a if condition, total items equals to current items surplus scrolled items, then this recycler view scroll position is there. Okay, afterwards let me go down and check what should I need. So let me remove this a try catch from the else, and I will just give it twist here. So what twist message will contain, let me check. So it is twist dot make text, and then we have to give the context, then the filter activity dot this, afterwards the text. So the text is try again. Like if you're not having the internet or some kind of another problem is there for searching or filtering out, then this toast message will be appearing there. Okay, afterwards you have to work on that progress bar. So progress bar, you have to set the visibility gone. This is the second progress bar, okay, which will be used for filtering. Afterwards I'm just checking if go details is empty. If it is empty, then what we have to do, just make another twist here, twist dot make test and filter activity dot this. Afterwards you have to give the message. So what is the message? Message is data not fetched. Okay, if something occurs between fetching data from the API, then this twist will happen. Also this twist can happen if you have not put up the first letter of your search should be capital. Okay, if you have not put up that letter capital, then also at that time this twist message will be shown. Okay, so here twist dot length long, then show it. Okay, good. So let me see what else is needed here. So let me scroll it down and check. Actually you can see that there are various errors as the reference of main activity is there. So I just have to remove this, and I just have to remove this return also. Let me go to this main activity and remove this return. As you can see that the error is removed, the another error will be removed after we sync this. Okay, so just sync this. You can see that no error within the main activity, and now I am in the filter activity. And what does this filter activity do? Like if item dot get item id equals to r dot id, then sort by date or sort by price. So first of all let me go for sort by price and do it. So what I have to do within this, I have to make another if condition. If GUI details is empty, then progress bar, let me just open it, and then twist dot make text, and then filter activity dot this. Let me give some twist message, no data for sorting. Okay, if there is the no data for sorting available, that means that the list is empty, then this twist message will be shown. Sometime it happens like no data is there in the list. Now in the else block, what we have to do, we have to do the sorting from Java collections. So I'm just doing it, and what we have to do is to give a comparator also. As this is the customized searching, that's why we are giving the comparator here. And here you just have to return these things like integer dot value of, and then you just have to compare the price. Okay, so get the price. So here g1 dot get price, I think I have used the wrong reference, as g1 is not the part of this compare method. So let me see. Okay, so first of all what we have to do, either I have to make correction here or in the previous line. Okay, so let me write it firstly. So get grocery, so let me correct it here in the previous line. Okay, now get grocery price. Okay, it is perfectly fine right now. And afterwards what I have to do is to use compare to method and pass the integer dot value of, and then the reference for GUI details o2.get grocery price. Okay, we are just comparing these things, and based on the comparison the sorting is being done, and we are using the Java collections here. And here just notifying the data set change for that recycler view, as you can see that. So this is almost completed. In the else if part we are going for sorting by date. Okay, so what I have to do, I will just copy the previous thing from the if. Okay, so just copied this and just paste it here. Now I just have to make few changes like sort by date, and then no data available. Okay, so what we have to do right now, as you can see that this is based on date, doesn't based on the price, so this is not needed at all. So I have to remove these things. So what I have to write, like integer dot compare, and then I will just make math.int extract. It is based on the date actually, so I'm just getting the time here, and the time is being fetched from timestamp which is given in the API, and then again it is like o2.get grocery time. Okay, so almost completed. Now it is showing error. Let me see why does it is showing error. It is okay, I got it. It is due to some exception, so we have to add something to remove this. But first of all, let me see. Okay, one more else if is there. If item dot get item ID and is equals to android dot r dot id dot home, then what we have to do, find just finish it. Okay, afterwards we have to return something, return true. Okay, perfectly fine. Now this error is there, don't worry, we'll just remove this error. Afterwards let me check out if there is some mistake within this import statement or other than another statement. Checking out these things is also important, like you can check where the error is occurring. So let me go to the errors one by one, and then I will be working on that. Okay, so see, just scrolling it down, and first of all I forgot that on create method I have to also complete this method. Okay, so just have to write filter activity dot this dot get window. This is also the same as the main activity, but here we have to provide something for the progress bar. Okay, so window manager dot layout params, then soft input adjust resize. Afterwards setting up that toolbar, action bar, and all these kind of things. This is almost same as that of main activity. Set support action bar, then passing the toolbar within it. Afterwards object, and then like what we have to do, object dot require not non-null, then passing the get support action bar, and then we just have to give the title for this. So just giving the title as Kisan GOI. Okay, you can give a different title for this activity. This is different activity, this is filter activity, and you can give the different title also. Now just mapping the progress bar here, so just copying this line and paste it here. So first of all let me set up the visibility gone, then I will be copying it the whole thing, and then this can be done by Control D. Okay, so here you have to give different name like progress bar 2, and here also progress bar 2. Just change the mapping to 3. Okay, perfectly fine. The progress bar mapping is done, and their visibility is also set it up. Now the recycler view part. So what within this part, like, let me see. So it is also same as that of main activity, so let me copy these things. Okay, so just trying to copy from this recycler view, and yep, I have copied it and just paste it down. Okay, afterwards you just have to remove the progress bar, as we have already given the mapping in the previous part. Okay, so now you can see that what we have to make here is to, like, search text is there. This activity is containing the search box and search button, that's why search text, find view by id r.id, search by district, like it should be given as full. Okay, so now you can see that search button, and here you have to map this also by search button. Okay, fine. And now search text dot request focus, and then a try block. So search button dot set on click listener. So what will be happen? So here view dot new, and then view dot on click listener. So what will be happen on clicking that? First of all, that progress bar will be come into the focus, like view dot make it visible, and afterwards you have to set up the text from the string, like string dot value of search text. Okay, and then dot get text. Okay, and then offset will be 20. Okay, afterwards what you have to do is to, let me scroll it down, little down more, and just make it filter activity instead of main activity, so that these error can be removed. Okay, so I'm just now debugging the errors. Let me see, just copy it, first of all copy it, and we will be just pasting it in the bird part. Okay, so here we are, and we need to paste it here. Okay, so you can see that filter activity. Okay, so as we have not defined this download task earlier, that's why it is showing, but you have to remove it. Okay, let me see what should I do here. Okay, so here you have to load data, and then try block is completed, so catch block is necessary for every try block, so e.print stack trace. Okay, so here what we have to do, let me see, first of all remove this extra space, and you can see that, and let me go to each and every error to check what problem is there. Okay, so we have imported the wrong library, that's why this error is showing. So what I have to do is to remove this wrong library from here, and then get that of Android X library. So just go to that and it will alt plus enter, select Android X1. Okay, you can see that error is being removed. Now remove this main activity and make it filter activity, as context of this activity should be filter activity, not main activity. Okay, so make it filter activity again. We have to come in the last error. Let me see why it is happening here. So first of all, let me check it out. What this function belongs to math library, and math library within that util part is there, and just extracting the integer part. Okay, let me go to there and check why this. Okay, so here also we have wrongly given that filter activity dot this download task, so just remove it. Okay, so the error can be removed. As you can see that only one error is there, so just scrolling, as you can see that red bulb, and click on the first one. Afterwards this error should be removed. Yes, it is removed. Okay, so just have to scroll it down, so that if you have messed up at anywhere or make mistakes in your code or any error is appearing, the red bulb is there on the right side, topmost right side, then please pause the video and correct your code. Also you can request for correcting your code also in the comment box. Okay, so now this is completed and I just have to run my project. So I will just run this application, clicking on that run button. Gradle is building, then it will be installing on my device. So as you can see that it is installing, and finally it is installed. You can see that the success part is there, successfully installed. Now I have opened this. It will take few moments. As you can see that the list of each commodity is appearing. So let me search it out. Something like first letter should be capital, otherwise the toast message will be there. So I am searching for Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. You can see that the price of each and every grocery is there. Okay, so as you can see that now if I search for different places, like I'm searching for Aligarh, so it will be there. You can see that Aligarh is also appearing. And now if I make it small, then what will happen? Actually that toast message will come. Okay, so make it Aligarh and then search. Okay, so thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe the channel, and these are the option for sorting. If you want to sort by price and sort by date, you can see that I have clicked on both of them. Both of them are working perfect. Letter should be capital, otherwise the toast message will be there. So I am searching for Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. You can see that the price of each and every grocery is there. Okay, so as you can see that now if I search for different places, like I am searching for Aligarh, so it will be there. You can see that Aligarh is also appearing. And now if I make it small, then what will happen? Actually that toast message will come. Okay, so make it Aligarh and then search. Okay, so thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe the channel, and these are the option for sorting. If you want to sort by price and sort by date, you can see that I have clicked on both of them. Both of them are working perfect.